Good evening, ladies and germs, and welcome to this. This is PWME News for the 29th of January 2016. What a night I've got ahead of me. It's 2:44 a.m. right now. Just done some stuff for the site. Finished watching SmackDown, so a SmackDown review is going to be coming shortly after this, followed by a Ring of Honor review. Can't tell if I'm going to have guests or not. That's the annoying part. Of Booms is MIA. That's, I no fucking clue, missing in action. You got Coco who's off doing his work, his business work. So I've got to carry the company of PWME on my back, and that's what I'll be doing. So I'm going to give you some news. Just 4 stories. I've got injured superstars, Jim Cornette's controversial opinion when it pertains to Lucha Underground, and I've got 2 other stories. The source I'm using is NoDQ.com. It was the first one that popped to my mind, and I'll give you the reason I picked NoDQ.com actually is because it was the first thing on the Twitter feed. Fingers crossed the mic will be a lot better for this one as well, not being a little bitch. I've sorted out. I've locked it round also if it's brighter. LED lights. Coco, he pays me the big bucks. I tell you, Coco pays me the big bucks. We've got some LED lights in here, and then the next step is to cover the installation because this gimmick, the see-through stuff is, well, it's not see-through, it's kind of a silvery color. That's insulation, so that I stay warm. I've got a heater over there now as well, so it's gonna be bright and breezy over here. It's gonna be a good time here in the PWME UK headquarters. So let's get down to it. So Cornette on his podcast on MLW, that's MajorLeagueWrestling.com, however the fuck it's called, he did a very controversial show, and I don't know if he does this on purpose to get people talking, but if it was a great idea because people are talking. So I'm just going to say to you right here, right now, the last few sentences that Jim Cornette put, okay? So this is legit quotes. The only way to save this goddamn horse shit is if they got everyone in that fucking temple who is associated with Lucha Underground and all the tapes of everything they've ever shot and put it in the same place and then drop a nuclear fucking bomb on the whole goddamn thing. That would be the best way to treat Lucha Underground if you're a wrestling fan who has any pride in pro wrestling, as a performer, as a professional, or as a fan, because it's more right as happy horse shit making wrestlers look phony. Jim Cornette, I do love you, buddy, but at times you're an absolute imbecilic moron. Like, I get what he's basically complaining about, wrestling being stale and all this and that. He wants wrestling to be like it was in 1989. The fan base who was watching in 1989 no longer watches because it's over 25 years since that day, and it's times of you move on. And everything evolves, everything adapts, everything changes. And when it pertains to pro wrestling, I know it's difficult, but in the end of the day, you have got to change. And what's funny is he's dissing this as a wrestling show. Bro, this Lucha Underground is not a wrestling show. It's a television show. It's a weekly episodic television show. It's not a wrestling show. It's not like Ring of Honor. It's not like New Japan Wrestling. It's not a wrestling show. This is television. They say it's television. That's why there's the hokey pokey horse writer shit. Come on. It's a TV show that has wrestling on, not a wrestling show on TV. There is a huge difference. So, Jim Cornette, I loved your booking. I actually normally agree with his opinion because I'm a guy who believes in fully that pro wrestling should be treated as a sport. But at the same time, I understand, so should he, that Lucha Underground is a television show. And you guys listen to this, understand it's a television show. It just happens to have wrestling on it. Like, I think it would still be as awesome if there was no wrestling on it. I mean, I enjoyed the opening. I didn't go do the Lucha Underground review because of time zones, but definitely check out Lucha Underground review Coco did. I'm pretty sure he praised the thing. I know he put out a tweet at KocoSports being very, very kind, having very kind words for Lucha Underground. And I was a big fan. I loved the opening 5 minutes where they did the Vampiro gimmick in the... Sorry, I popped there. Made me pop there. Vampiro gimmick where he was in the asylum and he was banging his head on the thing. It was great television. It was the first show, honestly, the first show I've watched with my family where I didn't feel embarrassed. I said, look, let's sit down. I got home about 9 p.m. from work. I put it on the TV because if you use the internet on your PlayStation 4, you can access watchwrestling.ch, which is where I access Lucha Underground, because obviously I live in the UK, so there's no legal way for me to actually watch the damn thing. So I was there, and my mum was making me dinner. My stepdad was there on his laptop gimmick, and we were there. We had dinner, and I tell you what, they sat there and they watched it. They were hooked. They go, "What's the name of this?" I said, "It's Lucha Underground." You fucking know it. And it's like they were like, "That was really good." Damn right, it was good. They were entertained. They are casual viewers of television who were enjoying a television show known as Lucha Underground. I sit there and watch Raw. They get bored and walk away. Like the only things I watch on my TV is Monday Night Raw, because I don't know why. It's just I always have and probably always will. It's just a habit. Everything else I watch in this laptop, in this room. Always. But for Raw, I watch it in the living room because I have a 10-year-old brother who doesn't mind watching Monday Night Raw. Poor bastard. But again, back to I digress. I want this to be a short show, 10 to 20 minutes, because after this I'm going to do a SmackDown and Ring of Honor review, and I want to get to bed by 6 a.m. because I've got to be up at 10 a.m. as it's one of my friend's birthdays, so I have to go out for a breakfast meal kind of deal thing. It's great. It's horrible when I felt so right. Here's a shoot. This is the shoot, okay? So at 10 p.m. I got a phone call from one of my friends. It's his birthday today, but tomorrow I said, look, I was at work till 10, and then I got to come do this, blah, 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 blah. And then he said, look, phoned up saying, look, do you want to come out? And I can't believe I was like, you know what? You're already pissed. What's the point? I'm knackered from work. I'm just going to do some shows, and then I'll catch you for breakfast tomorrow. He's like, okay, cool. But I felt like a dick. I put the podcast over one of my real life friends. Like, come on, bro. Priorities need to be sorted out a little bit. But he understands. He's put, because he's a pro wrestler trainee. So he's trained to be a pro wrestler. Many times he's gone to training over spending time with me. I can do the same back, surely. This is a chance for me to carry the boat. No one's here. Like, Coco's not here. Booms isn't here. It's time to grow this damn thing. And I'm damn proud to be here, and I don't give a fuck what anyone else gives a fuck about. That went offshoot. Back to the original story. Jim Cornette, it's a television show, not a wrestling show. Once you understand that, my friend, you'll understand. By the way, at the end, I'm going to go to live comments if there's live comments, and we'll scroll through them. Please, guys, I hope this isn't going to go as long as the breaking news with Shinsuke Nakamura, which went an hour plus. Let's try and keep the comments to keep them after the show, smash them in. If you're doing great, but if not, fingers crossed. So we have PWInsider.com. They're reporting that Alberto Del Rio is the latest WWE star dealing with an injury. And then according to Mike Johnson, I don't have a problem with Mike Johnson, believe it or not. I have no issue with him. Breaking news. Meltzer's going to report that. Del Rio is currently experiencing an issue with his lower back. He did not compete in a match at Raw and is believed that he wasn't even backstage at the SmackDown taping. It's unknown how serious the injury is and it will be interesting to see if he wrestles at this weekend's live events as advertised. That's one interesting thing. Another interesting thing is Sheamus is also injured. He's taken down from the weekend and he's in a cast, and it was his birthday and he was posting things on his Twitter machine. I was there like, what the fuck is going on here? Everyone's getting injured. I'm there like, so we got Bertie now injured. We got Sheamus now injured. That's two top heels from the company right now in a time where we need heels. Also, you've got John Cena injured. You got Nikki the Whore Bella injured. You got Seth Rollins injured. Cesaro, Tyson Kidd. You could go on and on with these big time stars injured at WrestleMania season. And you know why they're injured? Because they don't have time off. It's simple as that. If you are a company that's going at it 365 days a year, 52 weeks a year, 12 months a year, you're going to have injuries. And this is karma. This is, Vince McMahon getting punished by God. This is a work of God. Okay, God, in my opinion, God is punishing Vince McMahon for being lazy, not creating any new stars. He's getting punished because of this. And it saddens me because now we have WrestleMania. We're going to have Roman Reigns being shoved down our throat. Brock Lesnar, Taker, Triple H. That's star-wise. That's about it. I mean, Dean Ambrose at a push, AJ Styles. I'm going to do a Stump the Idiot or whatever the fuck you want to call it, where I'm going to do my dream WrestleMania card, but I'm going to do that after Fastlane because you can't really see past Fastlane, but from SmackDown, Braun Strowman versus Big Show at Fastlane, I really do not want to watch that in any way, shape, or form. I'd rather someone come in here and chop my arm off than suffer for a Big Show versus Braun Strowman match on a pay-per-view that I paid $9.99 for. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. But it's sad, but in a way I find it very amusing. I find it entertaining that these guys are getting injured. Not that the fact they're injured, the fact that it's happening and there's nothing the WWE can do about it apart from maybe stop giving them so many fucking damn dates to work a year and let's cut them off. What I would do is every single wrestler that they have contracted is entitled to 2 full months off. You can do this by having them written off TV like they do Brock Lesnar. Have them written off TV. So for instance, Randy Orton has 2 months off. Another guy they're missing. John Cena can have 2 months off in November, December. Orton, August, September. Not Brock Lesnar, obviously. You can Seth Rollins, April to May. And then at the WrestleMania time, January, February, March, April, no one has the date off. No one has them off at all. That's when you got the full force of the company coming at Mania. That will make Mania season a lot more special as well because you'll see matches that you aren't really expecting to see because it's all the big guys. But they will never do that because that would be looking after your talent, respecting them as human beings. And in professional wrestling, that does not happen. So there you are. So that's Bertie out of the picture. We also have the main event revealed for the upcoming network special. That will be on the Ricoh Coliseum. They've updated their preview for the WWE March to WrestleMania Live from Toronto show, and it looks like the main event will be Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Brock Lesnar will also be taking on Luke Harper. You got Chris Jericho, he'll be hosting the highlight reel, and AJ Styles making his WWE debut in Toronto. Other guys that are scheduled are New Day, Miz, Usos, Paige, Brie Bella, and many more. It's Sunday, March the 12th, if you're wondering when that is. It'll air on the WWE Network, so that's great for them. I don't really give a fuck about that, but it was just a little bit of news there in case you didn't know there was a house show being televised. And then we have a possible opponent, okay? I think this was actually reported yesterday, but I haven't really given my thoughts and opinions on it. Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer's buddy, fuck you, Dave Meltzer, reported on today's installment of the Wrestling Observer Live that WWE is going to book Braun Strowman to face the Big Show at Fastlane. Strowman then to win that match and go on to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Apparently, Taker was originally scheduled to face Cena, but because of Cena's injury, the plans were nixed. Oh, that upsets me. I would suggest this on Twitter. I was going mad on Twitter about yesterday about this because it really exploded yesterday, and that it grinded my gears to something rotten. Strowman, even on SmackDown, he was sloppy. This guy is sloppy. When it comes to Taker, the guy's in his, late 40s, early 50s. He needs to be carried. Braun Strowman also has to be carried because he's green as goose shit. You can't have a guy who's unreliable like Strowman up there against a legend like Taker. No, I'm not happy with that. I don't think it's fair to Taker to have to carry a guy when he's in his 50s, 40s. That's ridiculous in its own right. Strowman, he should be lucky if he gets to come out with Bray Wyatt itself. Like, in my opinion, you should have Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. I've changed my mind, okay? I think you should have Brock Lesnar, Triple H at Mania for the strap. Roman Reigns, who turns heel, versus Dean Ambrose for the IC. Sorry, no. I regret that already. Roman Reigns versus Triple H. Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho. AJ Styles, Taker. Because imagine this, okay? So you have AJ Styles get the win over The Undertaker clean. After the match, Taker sits up, endorses AJ Styles. Now AJ Styles can go on to become a megastar. He can take over the spot of Rollins, take over the spot of Cena, take over the spot of if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy on in that main event scene. Just picture that in mind, AJ knocking off Taker at Mania. That's a star made. And I'm sure Taker would be happy with that. Taker would do that in a heartbeat. That way you've instead of having to spend a year or two to build AJ, in that one moment, he's a made man for life. For life, that guy will be a made superstar. Then you can have AJ Roman Reigns. You can have AJ Triple H. You can have AJ Brock Lesnar. You can have AJ whoever the fuck you want because the guy will be established. Let's start establishing some stars by using talent you already have for getting new people over. Okay? Bray Wyatt should win at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. Bray Wyatt will then be a star. Okay? Roman Reigns defeats Triple H at Mania. Triple H becomes a star. Many things that are just so fundamentally basic. Okay? I would have Jericho go over Ambrose so he can win his 10th Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Obviously, the grandest stage of them all. Jericho deserves to have one last moment. Okay, so that's going to do it for the news. I'm going to check some live comments. I'm not really sure if we're going to have any because it's a weird fucking time. But anyway, I digress. We're going to have a quick look. 2 likes, 0 dislikes. I like that a lot. I'm hoping. I enjoy the. This is from Javier Olmos. I'm so sorry if I just slaughtered your name. I am so sorry if I just slaughtered your name. He puts, I enjoy Lucha Underground style of wrestling. Yeah, because it's different. It's shot differently. The camera views are different. Everything about it screams a television show because, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling is a TV show. Well, Lucha Underground is anyway. He also puts, this is Javier Olmos. I'm so sorry, my friend, if I just absolutely destroyed your name, annihilated it, shot it. I'm sorry. This many injuries make the mid-card wrestlers to go big. Guys like Rusev, Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, Pac, that's Neville, and Curtis Axel. Yeah, I'd love it if my boy Axel got over, but in the end of the day, it's not going to happen. And I know I've come to accept that. I've legitimately come to accept it. And it's upsetting, but at the same time, you just move on with it because they can't create stars. Anyway, after this, I'm going to go live with a SmackDown review shortly, followed by a Ring of Honor review. So that's going to do it for PWME News on the 29th of January. That being said, have a great Saturday. Stay safe, stay well. I'll catch your asses down the line.